Hi guys, I have been getting a lot of requests on how I'm able to edit the GH5's 422 10-bit files. I have it on good authority that Adobe is trying to create a fix for this, but until then, this is what I've been doing. When I first got the GH5 and I was using the footage in Adobe Premiere on PC, I was having a ton of issues. Adobe would just be crashing constantly. Even if I was in Media Browser and looking at the footage, it would cause it to crash. So even trying to work with proxies and things like that was still not an option. That has since not been an issue for me. I'm not sure what happened. I don't remember Adobe pushing out an update, but I'm able to pretty much edit the footage directly inside of Premiere now, but I also do have a little bit more powerful computer than the normal average user may have. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of methods. The first method is just straight transcoding. You can do that directly inside of Premiere's ingest settings, or you can go get a media encoder, or you can go get media encoder and drop your files in and transcode everything with the settings all at one time. Either way, like if you're going to take it into DaVinci, you have to do that. There's no way otherwise. And so far I haven't had any problems with DaVinci. If I'm using the files directly in DaVinci, they just never load. If I transcode it, they work fine. And now I'm also using Cineform. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but it seems to be working better than ProRes and Avid. I mean, I've done the DNX HD codec as well. It's just a little bit more of a hassle, but I haven't had any troubles with it either. And I'm on PC, so I'm not using ProRes at all. Now, you Mac people, I know I've heard a lot of problems with ProRes. You may try Cineform. So far, I haven't had a single issue with it. So let me go ahead and show you how I'm doing this process now. So, inside of Premiere, if you go to where your files are located, this is a 422-bit 10-bit file. It kind of works, but not really. So what I'm going to want to do is make sure ingest is set on. I'm going to go to this little gear or wrench or whatever you call it. Now I'm going to create proxies. Now from here you have several options you can choose for them. I just use the Cineform because it seems to be the quickest, the easiest, best way to go. Tell it you can save proxies wherever if you want to just create a proxy folder. That way you can just delete everything inside of there without having to worry about deleting your original files. You can do that. I'm going to use same as project now. So I hit OK. I right click, import. It's going to import my files into media encoder. Now it's going to go ahead and encode them, and then the footage that I see in the timeline will be the proxy footage. Even though it has all the settings as the original file, it's still the proxy file. And let me show you how you can check and make sure what's what. So under here, if you go right click on this screen, go to metadata display, and go to Premiere Pro project metadata, proxy. That's selected, hit OK, and then whenever I scroll over, you can see it right here, proxy attached. Now I can edit that footage directly. Just drop it in a timeline and it seems to go smoothly. No issues. And I'm recording the screen as well. Now another option you can do, if you were like me, I did have problems with the proxies originally. They didn't want to load. Even when I viewed the proxy, or even when I viewed the files in Media Encoder, it was still just crashing the program. So there's two options you can do here. And this will also work if you want to take it into DaVinci to grade or do whatever, and then back to Premiere. So you can do it one of two different ways. You can do it inside of your ingest settings, like we did with the proxies, but instead of selecting proxies, you say transcode. Match source, probably just Cineform 10-bit. Okay, and then whenever you import that footage, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to drop it into Media Encoder and then re-encode it and put it in your timeline. Or you can just do it directly inside of Media Encoder. Now, the only trade-off to this is that the files are significantly bigger than their counterparts. So let me let's take this one here and let me import it, and we'll watch it encode and see how much different it is. So do import. Alright, now it's going to pop up Media Encoder. It's going to transcode it across real quick. And then let's check the file sizes. So if I open my folder, Word, Film, GH5 GH5 footage. Okay, so if you look at here, this is the proxy. The original file is 150 megabytes. The proxy is about 50. That's pretty good. You know, I can deal with that. The other, however, it's 177 megs. The transcoded file is 300 and almost 30 megs. Now, if you're dealing with large, long files, that could get, you could get into a lot of problems real quick because your files are going to be so big. So it's not necessarily a perfect solution, but it does work, and I haven't had a single issue with it after doing that. So let me go into DaVinci and I'll show you what it was doing as to what it does now, because I haven't had any problems with it. You are adding a couple extra steps, but I wouldn't say that it's going to make me go return my camera because I had to, use proxies, which I'm already doing for a lot of things, just to make my PC run faster. Let's just start a new project. Stuff and things. So now if I look at my folder with my footage in it, you see you get this, media offline. Big red screen, but here we go. This is my transcoded file, and it plays mostly fine in DaVinci. Not perfect, but not bad. Let me know if this helped you out. If you have any other suggestions or anything else that you've tried that's worked, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this process. I know it's a pain, you're adding a few extra steps, but like I said, I don't think that it's a deal breaker for the camera. If you're shooting with the red, you're going to have to take these extra steps anyway. Or really, if you're shooting 4K and a lot of the other cameras, you're still going to have to work in proxies or a few other things. I mean, if you have a really pumped up computer, you may not, but generally I do anyway, just because it makes it go quicker and doesn't tax my computer as much. So really, it's not adding anything extra that I've got to do, and it's not that big a deal to me. Now, and that's just another thing to consider when you're looking at cameras. Yes, this camera, it does a lot of great things, and it fits all of my needs perfectly, but it may not fit all of your needs perfectly. But at that $2,000 price point, I can't say no. Instead of buying a more expensive camera, I'm going to buy the cheaper one for now until the need arises for that more expensive camera. This camera will do everything I need it to do right now. That's all I need. And it's cheap compared to the rest of them. So let me know your thoughts. Please put them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Try out this method, see if it works for you. Maybe if you have different methods, different ideas. Test it on Mac. See if it works on Mac. I don't have access to a Mac, so I can't do any of those tests on it. So I'd love to know your experience with working with the GH5 footage. So please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.